I'm Kayla.
And I'm Katie. And you're listening to Books and Buzzed. Welcome to our very first episode. We are so excited that you're listening with us. On this week's podcast, we will be discussing the brand new Onyx Storm.
And our buzz is a strawberry martini with a red rim. And I'm so excited to taste it.
Should we taste it?
Let's do it. Finally.
Cheers.
It's been too long. Okay.
10 out of 10.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Courtesy of
Hunter.
my boyfriend.
Thank
Love.
you, Hunter.
Love.
Okay, so should we get into it? We have so much to talk about.
Where's broccoli? Where is broccoli? That is my only concern right now.
I think that's the most important question in the entire book.
Like,
okay,
he's mentioned, he's important, and then he just poof.
I think he's with Drake.
With Drake. That would make sense. I mean, Drake's not even there, the whole fighting scene or anything. That would make...
So, like, you know, people are like, where is he? Well, he's Drake.
He's a good caretaker.
I was really hoping him and Mira would, like, split the cat, like, custody.
Yes.
Because she liked the cat.
She was like...
Do you think that's going to become a thing?
I don't know. It'd be interesting because, like, I feel like there's so many little, like...
There's so many, like, relationships forming.
Yes. But then we did lose some in the book, which is very sad, but we'll get to that.
Who?
Quinn.
Oh, well, we were talking about relationships. Okay.
You're right. But just have been friends.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so let's...
I'm distracted.
No, that was the perfect question. I love that question because, for real, where's Broccoli? And, like, will we see more of him in book 4?
We better.
I hope so.
He's an orange cat. He is mischievous. Yeah. He should be getting in trouble. He should be doing all the things.
I love seeing all the memes of him with, like, flight goggles on and, like, just ready to go.
The memes are on, like, they're perfect.
The memes saved my soul after I finished the book. Like, I was not
the depression,
okay. Yeah.
The book.
The slump. I'm still not okay.
I'm still not okay.
I think I need to get off of Instagram and TikTok and stop. Or just
my entire feed. My entire
feed
is Onyx Storm.
But it just keeps getting worse. It's just fueled.
Yes.
Also because, let's take a little second to talk about the new show that's coming out.
The casting,
I don't know when.
It better be
the
real.
Casting.
It better be real.
Kayla's probably so annoyed with me about all the reels I send her just about...
Only 15 a day.
Yeah.
Only.
It's just my entire feed. That's all it is. That's it.
No, I'm right there with you.
You're just as guilty. It's just amazing. So, I don't know. I hope that's the real casting so far. I hope Emilio, is that his name?
I think so.
I hope he's Xaden. I just thought it was so funny. I sent her a reel about his little hints, and she said, what if he's not actually Xaden, but he, like, knows that people think he is, and he's just, like, fueling it with humor. No. He's already my Xaden. I'm here for it.
Set in stone. So
sorry. It's no
going back.
No.
Not happening.
Okay. Now that that's out of our system.
Okay. The beginning of the book
was rough.
Who is everyone?
I don't know.
What are all these places? What's the name? I can't even say it. Llewellyn.
Okay, but I think it's a person and a place, or is it?
I am confused.
I don't know. I know, like, Llewellyn, there's, like, the person who's representing Llewellyn.
Right.
But so I don't know if they're, like, referring to him as a place or if that's his actual name. But he's, like, the one that holds, like, on that council that Xaden's in because he becomes Duke.
She read very into the script after the book.
I did. Well, we had questions, and then I had to figure out who the heck this guy was, who half the people are. Yeah, no. And, like, the dragons, like, finally introducing almost everyone's dragon's name. I'm like, wait, is this a person or is this a dragon?
The glossary was a lifesaver for me.
It needed to be
longer. Way longer. But I did flip back to that in the first, like...
Oh,
because...
Yeah, but then I didn't have half the people that I needed.
No, towards the... I was like, wait, I would flip, and I'm like, it's not there. Who is this?
Hey, Rebecca, can we come out with, like, a part 2, just, like, after the fact, so I could go read
glossary book. A glossary book.
Because I don't know who it is.
So perfect.
It's okay. I think by the end of it, I was just happy to know that I wasn't alone in my confusion.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was like...
Everybody. I thought it was just me and that I hadn't read it, like, the other books good enough. And I was like, oh, my goodness, do I need to reread these? And you had just reread them. Mm-hmm. Like, fully reread, and you were still...
I had literally just finished Iron Flame, like, the day before.
Yeah. So you were very refreshed, but still...
Oh, yeah. And you're like, I'm confused. And I'm like, oh, no, me too.
confused.
Me too. There was a lot of, like... it's almost like, you know how like the first book of a series is all world building.
Yes.
So almost like we went back and redid that and like established even more, which was needed, because by mid book you got it. I feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, then mid book, and then it was like one thing after another. I mean,
yeah,
there was so much going on.
It was so good. It was a good book.
Oh,
it was amazing.
No, even with the slow start and everything, 10 out of 10.
No.
She always.
And congrats to the author for breaking a record for like the most sold adult novel in 20 years. Like, that's amazing.
So incredible.
So it's okay. My obsession is natural.
I am not. Everyone's there.
I am there with millions of other people.
Yes.
I'm fine. Okay.
We gotta get into our
list. We have our list of theories and questions that we've been seeing all over. So we're gonna kind of go through
deep.
Yeah, do our deep dive.
I guess for me, I had a few questions on like when they were getting all their presents. Like, that was mentioned for a reason. They all had specific things, and I'm so curious of an empty box that Xaden got.
It's something.
What does it hold? Is it like Mary Poppins' bag? Can you just like pull anything out of it?
I don't know, but like, I guess like, you know, at first you're like, okay, because you think they're all really random gifts, but they're all gonna circle back in one way or another.
Yes.
Even broccoli's just important.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, my question is like, I mean, like when you get back to, like, they're back in their, I guess, quote unquote real world from their quest, and he had it on his nightstand. Like, why keep it?
It got mentioned
and
again.
Why put the blade in it? But we'll get back to that part.
Yep.
I'm getting
off. The same thing with the compass.
But the compass is gonna come back. I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's a Jack Sparrow moment. I called it. All the memes. I said it moment I read it. I was like, it's Jack Sparrow. It points to what you want. You have to have.
Which it's not
broken.
No,
a compass is never broken.
No, my theory is that it points. I guess your theory too. We both said this.
To Xaden. Yeah,
but I mean, like,
but like how?
I don't know.
That's the real question.
I guess.
Which also goes into the.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Always getting ahead of ourselves. Sorry.
It's okay. We're excited. First podcast.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Yes.
It's
such a good
day.
book to review. I know the weather. You know, we're in South Carolina, and
we just came out of
a couple weeks ago.
We were snowed in. Thank goodness, literally the day that Onyx Storm came out, we both had our books, and I read. That's the only reason.
We didn't leave the house.
We didn't leave the house. We got snowed in here in South Carolina, in Charleston. We do not get snow. The city shuts down, and it's beautiful out. It's like 80 degrees. We're soaking it up and doing our first one out here. And
You're smarter than me. You're in shorts. I'm sweating. I'm still kind of pretending it's winter, but it's okay.
All right. No, sorry. Back to it. But we, I don't know. There's like. My heart broke during that scene for Kat. Also because I was like ready, like, after a certain point for her, like, it was fun drama.
She finally got.
Yeah, like, it's fun drama for her to like tease, and it seems like they're like not like her and like Violet aren't friends, but they're not like.
No, but they respect each other. I think to a certain extent.
And then she finally found Traeger. Am I saying that right, you think?
I'm so bad at the names.
She finally found Traeger, and then he just died, just there.
So, and they did it so casually.
But you knew
and then we have to be grateful.
Happening. Like, something was like, and then at the end, how she ended the chapter and was like, thank you for the gifts. I was like, I could not.
Okay.
I wild. Okay, but
Dane
gets slapped, and all the memes of like Xaden like laughing and like
the best.
Oh my gosh,
the best, because that's exactly how I pictured it.
Oh, like, it was so good. And then Dane just got slapped, and he's like,
it would be Dane. It would be Dane. Like, that was the perfect person to be slapped and have everyone watch that, because everyone's wanted to do it.
Oh yeah. Not anymore.
He's had his redemption.
This is his redemption book a little bit.
Just a tad. Only a small bit. But
I don't know. I think that the box is going to come back to something. Definitely the compass, obviously. Like,
that's just the compass for sure.
It's so on. But, like, I've tried to think of, like, any hidden meanings of any possible hidden meanings for this box, and I can't think of it. I really can't, like, think of it. Like, what? No. Isn't there a saying about a glass box? But okay,
you got me beat. I don't know anything about a.
Thank goodness, because I was like, I don't know, maybe.
No.
Dane, though, this is definitely Dane's redemption book for sure.
Yeah, I just have so many questions towards the end of the book with Dane, because the whole Sloane and her saying you have too much power. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
So I tried to go back and see if, like, there's, like, anything. Like, he never uses his power, really. I feel like not like because like he like
no, because he has to touch people's head. And he only does it when he's sorry. I'm not a Dane lover, but we're getting there.
I don't
know. There.
Like at first, my thought was like, okay, he's like the brother, this unspoken new Venom brother, and that's right. But it just doesn't make any sense. We'll get. We to
already
that,
proved that. We have proof. Quote proof. Dane is not the brother.
But it just seems like I don't know. Like it just I don't know what it is. I don't know why he's so powerful. I don't know if it's just because he has like it all built up or what.
And they didn't leave the mark.
Yeah, so I remember, so it was because when Sloane first siphoned the very first time, she was holding on to Dane, or he was like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And when she moved her hands, there were the gray marks, like she had, oh my gosh, I'm having an epiphany as I'm literally saying this, but, like, because that
Please do tell.
Because that only happens when you're Venom. Or, it did in that the first time she ever siphoned when, like, you know, like, she was like they were with the ward stone trying to in Iron Flame, was she actually
no, that's too far.
No,
that's too no.
But this wraps into the thing though, because like she left marks on his arms because she was like holding his arms, and so the spots became gray. Okay, but when she's doing it to save Mira and siphoning from Dane to Brennan, it said like where are the marks? Like why weren't there marks left?
So many questions.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these are so many questions.
My brain has been a mess.
And we have to wait forever for the next book to come out and find out all these answers. But
I'm crying over the 2 years.
It'll be
2 to 3 years.
I think she said 1 to 2.
No, it was 2 to 3. She said 2 to 3.
We'll be optimistic.
But I understand and I respect. She needs her time.
Yeah, she was very clear, and I just love her. She's just amazing. And so I love like the questions during like her Q&A book tours when she was just like, no, we're not going there.
Can't discuss.
Like I saw this question, someone was like, this was like, I literally took this off my list of questions because she was like, someone asked, is Violet adopted? And she literally like, she's like, is that a question? She's like, are we doubting that? And that to me was like, no. You know, so that was like instantly.
Which that goes into why was she dedicated? Her dad, Asher.
Oh, yes.
The whole, or not fully dedicated, but like, what does that mean?
Dedicated, I feel like maybe think of it as being like baptized, maybe?
But like, you have a certain, I don't know.
Like, okay, but like when there's a, you know, one of those blurbs. And it's about being dedicated and, like, how Dune's wrath or whatever, and you're so devout to her and you can't escape. Something like that. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. But, so I think it's maybe just, like, serving that God.
Their Dune.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so vague.
It was very vague. Also, but that goes into so many other things with the Dune.
But, yes, and it also goes into, like, how, like, but, like, Lilith, there was that, like, at the blurb at the top.
Oh, yeah.
About how she was like, I cannot believe he would do this. He, like, took her. He literally took her. And this is when Brennan and Mira were with their grandmother or something. Almost like on a little, like how you go to your grandma's every summer. Supposedly that's why the grandma doesn't talk to him anymore.
Which is very interesting, and I hope that we get some more information on that in the next book. Yes. And I really hope that Violet does end up seeing the grandma, because I'm so curious on like why Mira was so quiet about it. Like, why didn't she give detail? What did she? Right, exactly. What does Mira know that we don't know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's just so many things on that. Because why did he pick specifically Violet to be dedicated? Why couldn't anyone else have the books?
Do you think it was like maybe because, like, obviously she's younger. I think she was the youngest. Like, she's like, what, 5 years younger than Mira?
I think something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Because, like, she had already been, like, a lieutenant for 2 years by the time she went into the quadrant. So I think that's, like, 5 years or whatever. So, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe, like, you know, he maybe Asher, her father, like, this was, like, around the time when he was starting to discover, okay? And like when like she was younger,
needed the younger one,
and needed to like, you know, because like he brought her up as to be a scribe, to be ready.
Right.
So like maybe that's why.
But why as a scribe and not as a?
I don't know.
Like that's why like to be dedicated. Why would you go?
Maybe because so that she like rewrite the history.
Maybe.
But also like why?
To have
like
you said, like somewhere in there.
Why dedicate her? But maybe it was like to be in like favor of that god of war, the god of war, because he knew it was coming.
Yep.
And also she was like the weakest. Like Lilith was sick, which I still have so many. I feel like people have kind of forgotten about that question, but like I have so many questions about that. Like they say like Lilith was sick when she was pregnant with Violet. And
why?
my question is like, was she Venom when she when she was like halfway through? Because there's like that.
Why would she be Venom?
I don't know, but remember there's
so
like
many
that.
Questions.
There's that blurb at the top, and it's like from whoever to Lilith, like the general. This says we have found no cure, only determination or will or whatever it said.
I know.
So it's like why? I mean, obviously she's the general, so they're gonna be sending her this information all the time, I'm sure. But it was
still
put in there.
It's
The author
and she's
the author's so good about that. Her Easter
very
eggs,
deliberate.
She doesn't put anything in there without a reason. And so that's why it's okay for us to literally dissect every single.
Oh yeah, because you could reread something like there's so many things from Iron, and I was like, wait a minute, like have to go back. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, my page flipping. I'm like,
no, the end of the book page flip.
I was a little lost. I'm not even gonna. I think I had to go back and read
I
all
flipped that page 5 times and was like, she's lying. This is not how you're ending the book.
Oh, the acknowledgements.
But it's the way the last page goes all the way to the bottom. I know she had to have done that on purpose. She did it on purpose for the wording to fit specifically, so that when you flip the page, you think, oh my God,
more. Yeah. The end. The end. That's it.
No, ma'am. What?
Trauma. Left trauma. It's okay. It's okay.
We're here now.
We'll get there.
We are processing.
We are. It'll be good.
There's still so much to process.
I thought like going into this book, all my questions were going to be answered.
No, it's a 5 series. It's Rebecca.
I got left with so many more questions.
She doesn't ever answer the questions until she wants them to be answered.
More respect to her, because I feel like some people can be like, try to be people pleasers and be like, okay, well, let's just start. No, she has this plan. She knows. Exactly. You know, she said in one of the Q&As that she had written out, like she knew how that last page was going to be written out.
Oh,
from the start of.
For the whole series. Yeah, not even just.
So like, that scares me. She knows every
single thing.
Which like obviously she knows everything. She's the author, but she's just like literally like just playing with our minds. But can we circle back to like Dane for a second?
Yes.
And
still
Sloane?
So much. I mean,
which I just love.
I'm kind of here for it.
Oh no, 100%. This is why it's a redemption book. I mean, because so I found a little blurb in here where, you know, because that wasn't like the first time they were so discreet, like so
they were discreet.
I wonder if they've been having a thing, kind of like how like Xaden and Violet did, and no one they kept it a secret, but they weren't very good about it.
I was like, everyone knew.
But I never said they were good about it. Okay, let me find it, and I marked it because it was like right before they went in to battle when the Wyvern were like breaking the border to. I'm gonna say it wrong.
I got you. You got it. I believe in you.
Statistis.
The names in this book, listen, I have never, when reading it in my head and then reading out loud
together to like when we first dissected.
I've never been more embarrassed in my life.
I was like, I promise I can read.
I know the English language, but this is.
It was so bad. Terrasons.
Sure. Yep. I don't know.
Oh.
I really don't. Terrans? No.
I don't know.
Please don't hate us for our pronunciation. We love the book, but maybe we should have Googled this.
Can we like have Rebecca film just like
tell you a glossary? A glossary where it's like a dictionary where they like
how to work.
Yes.
I would buy the
What
book.
Is that called? I don't even know. Where
they encyclopedia?
Where you do the claps in between
syllables.
There we go.
I would buy the book.
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay, wait, hang on. I found this little blurb about
anything by Rebecca I would buy.
No,
anything.
Literally. It was with Dane and Sloane, and he had like, okay, hang on.
She found it.
I found it. Okay. Okay, it says, the smart A captain snaps something back at Cat that I can't hear over the din, and Sloane charges. I nearly jump over the table, but Dane gets there first, hooking his arm around her waist, hauling her back as she swings. The second he sets his arm around, the second he sets her on her feet, those fists are aimed in his direction, and I wince as he lets two make contact before trapping her wrist and leaning in low. Whatever he says must register because she gives him a curt nod.
Wait, so there's tension.
So I don't think like it's just like a flirtation. I think
no,
because they're not like at Basgaiath like really like often, and like there's something happening, like they're behind, they're playing a Zayden
I totally missed that.
I saw someone say it's literally Violet and Zayden 2.0, the wing leader in the first year.
Yes, I did see that. I did
the enemies to lovers, like
yes.
Atos is
because he was an enemy.
Yeah,
sorry, I'll get there.
People are like, if you were like the real enemies to lovers is Dane and the readers.
Me still, we're not a lover yet. I mean,
but I'm such like a redemption person. Like in other books too. Like another book we'll cover soon.
I'm sorry, but he's maybe done like one nice thing.
Okay,
but like he needs to like we need more redemption before I'm fully. Right now I'm 50-50.
Maybe I'm too nice.
I have trust problems.
Maybe I'm too forgiving. But I literally like, even Rebecca was like, I just love. Like quoting hers because she's like during the whole tour she's just like
she said the whole Dane thing, yes,
because she was like, he's a 21-year-old boy who trusted his dad. Like you can't even hate him for that. Like no, he doesn't know any better. He thinks his dad the world of his dad. He was literally high up in the government. He has no idea how corrupt it is. But he does defy his dad in the end.
He does.
He pretty much,
I'll give him that. Whatever.
You know, how stupid were we at 21? I was pretty stupid.
Whew, don't get me started.
I don't know about you.
Don't get me started. That's why we do books and buzzed.
Yeah. This is why we need the buzz.
No, there's so much I feel like that is to be deciphered from this book and like taken from all the words, and like you said, like the little Easter eggs that she's constantly giving.
She's amazing at them.
Which for me, the biggest one I read was with the Maven. I'm not going to even try to pronounce her name because
we're going to call her T or the
Theophany, all there's so many. Stephanie, I've heard like.
We're just going to call her T.
T
is, I think, the smoothest. Or the Maven. We could do the Maven.
The Maven. I like the Maven. I mean, that's who she was. But there was a moment where she said, let me find it. She says something about the Dune. I know that's Dune cleaning the soul. That's something completely different. I'm completely off on my words. I'm so sidetracked.
What's your question?
When she says the quote with the Dune can take away what she has had forever.
Oh, but I feel like it does relate back to like the cleave the soul part.
I just can't remember. I had it written down.
She said you don't understand. It was something like you don't understand what it's like to not be able to go somewhere you love because it'll cleave what makes me untouchable or something like that.
Do you know the pain of never being allowed to return, of knowing that it would sever the very thing that's kept me untouchable all these years?
Oh, because remember Violet was taunting her and she's like, yes. Do you not miss being able to enter into the temple?
Yes.
Into Dune?
For me, it almost sounds like though she's saying like if she were to go into the Dune,
is that not the cure?
It like that's what I'm like. Yeah, that it kept me untouchable all these years is her being Venom.
Yeah.
And then to sever the very thing.
Yeah. So she's essentially saying that's secure.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
That's how I'm interpreting it. It could be 1000%. Completely wrong. But that was a big Easter egg for me when I was rereading all of the last 2, 5, 6, 10 chapters.
And so I feel like this one, I feel like it goes back to, because, you know, good old Auric had given her that note from the high priestess of Dune, and it said, well, first off, he said, for when you you lose your strike in the dark. That was the first part, but that was his note to her. Mm-hmm. But then there was a note from the high priestess to Auric.
Yes.
That said, a gift from one servant of Dune to another, I must warn you. Oh, wait, hang on. Now that I'm reading this, was this to Violet personally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not to Auric.
No, not to Auric. That's to Violet.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I was like, wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, I got confused too. Okay.
Excuse us.
Sorry, guys.
Obviously haven't gone deep enough.
Okay, so it said, a gift from one servant of Dune to another, I must warn you, only those touched by the gods should wield their wrath. I pray to her that she need not use it to avoid reacquainting herself with the other who curries her favor. Her path is not set.
Not set. So big.
Question, though, are we sure that this note was to Auric? Are we positive?
Probably not.
Okay, because if it's not,
it could be changing the
Because then it could change meaning. So then, first off, that mean servant of Dune. Auric's a servant of Dune. If it's to Auric, from one servant of Dune to another, possibly. I'm reading.
I mean, Auric in general just confused me because when did his signet manifest? When did this man know every single thing that was going to happen?
I have a theory, but we'll get to that in a second.
And why didn't he tell anyone?
Yeah, okay, that was
so rude.
I don't know.
Excuse my yelling, but I am.
Maybe he saw something in the future where it's better for him not to, like he didn't for some. I don't know.
Is it like one of those things like you can't change the future, the world like blows up, like in the movies?
So pretty much, I feel like it just kind of wraps back into like. I don't know. I feel like that's secure. I feel like just Dune, the temple is secure.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a lot more questions into Dune just because of the whole marriage situation. We'll get into that. Because that is so many other questions.
It's insane.
Xaden shouldn't have been able to enter. No. Okay.
We're going to save that for the end.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
The second biggest question.
There's just so many things.
So many things. Guys, this could be like a 3-hour podcast if we're not careful. Let's circle back to art because I just think this one's so fun and I like thinking about it just to like try to, and I could absolutely.
Like with this signet?
Yeah, and I could be 1000% like overthinking this part. Like this could be like.
The whole book.
Yeah, why should we like, sorry guys, that was the last book.
We're gonna come back to this later, and we're gonna be completely wrong on everything.
That would be okay. I'd be okay.
Be very
with that.
fitting.
It would be very okay. So, I really thought about this one and like Arc's why, not second signet. Sorry. Why his signet in general. Like when it manifested, because out of nowhere, like was it in that moment that he ran to Violet at the gates and was like,
protect Dune.
Protect Dune, protect the temple. I don't think so.
No, I think he's known.
So he went into the quadrant trying to hide from his family.
The text proof. We love it.
Love the text proof. Got the receipts.
All of them.
But, he went in there trying to, because he knew. He knew about the venom. He found out that his everyone knew, and he's like, I can't sit idly by and do nothing.
Yes.
So, Halden shows up being Halden and being Halden. And,
the basket.
And, no, literally. And, Art goes to Violet and was like, how was it? And pretty much she's like, it's a, it was a mess.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Right.
So, I love this part of the book when the blue dragon lands down and everyone's reaction at first is, okay, Xaden. And then they're like, no, it's Malvik. And she runs through their fog. She's like, no! Like, first off, this just made me I already loved Arg, but, like, this just made me love him 10 times more that he, like, stepped up and was like, yeah. But, so he says, hang on. He says, where is it? I literally have it right here. Okay, so she says, she runs through the fog. No, I roll my shoulders, drop my bag, and run past Xaden and Halden straight into the fog. Don't do this. I make it less than 30 feet before I find him walking towards us at Dane's side. And Auric says, I'm not going to sit aside and watch while Halden gets you all killed. Did he see them get killed because of what Halden did?
Wait.
did he see something?
That's big.
And was that his first thing? And he just like, it was not the time to like say it because he was about to be like, what's up, bro? I'm a dragon fighter.
Now that could either be like really reading into it or like something like, really big.
It could be both ways.
Also Holden
is just like he would get them killed. He would.
He did. He would have if she didn't do what she did. And that's a huge.
You could see it as both ways.
Yes,
right?
100%.
It could be absolutely nothing and just him knowing his brother, or 100%. It could be he saw something. And
and he needed to step in because he didn't want his dad to know. He didn't want anyone to know. The fact that his brother didn't even know, like.
But I love, can I just say in this same scene, I love how he's like, Holden was like, you had us worried sick, searching every brothel for you. And he's like, so you searched all your favorite places?
Literally, like, I'm right here this entire time, and you didn't think to maybe search here?
Yeah. Okay, but also not finding out that Xaden was the one that killed the eldest brother. And I was like, oh,
jaw drop. That was a sticky note of like.
I love how she'll put those like jaw drop moments in there just to like just have fun with it. I feel
like. Yeah, it's like she's laughing as she's writing it. Like the author or the readers are going to be. Jaw drop moment of like what in the world.
It's good. I think she's so good about like putting like the fun moments in there.
Yes, like, the funny little tidbits. For
sure.
There's so many. Brennan. Do we trust him?
He's skeevy. I don't know. There's something about Brennan that's skeevy. I don't know. But we could literally just be reading into it. But
yes.
No, but I think it really all goes back to the fact that he was in a relationship with Naolan. It's pretty clear. Like
we all think he's Venom, right? Like that's the assumption.
I don't know. So yeah, the assumption, I think the general consensus on book talk is that, Naolan is Venom, and that's why Brennan was not phased at all
when they found out about Xaden.
Because he was like, okay, this is my chance to figure out a cure.
And also, Taryn with... We do not
speak about those who came before.
Or the fact that Xaden is a dark.
He calls him the dark one.
The dark one. Taryn. So like, Taryn would not want to speak about Naolan over that fact, not just because of the death. Like I feel like Taryn could handle something like that, but him switching over. Because
remember
I think would really break Taryn.
Wait, this just broke through my mind. So obviously, it's really it's a toll on the dragons when their rider dies.
Yes.
But he's in one of the first books, they said he almost died.
Yes.
When his rider died. Almost. It is because no one's Venom. But it would make so much sense that Brennan was so chill about Xaden.
So relaxed about
weirdly, but like was he like, he's like, I can't cure him. That first off, that part literally broke my entire heart because I was like,
I've done everything, I've tried everything, and I can't do anything.
Is it because like he obviously already knows that his sister loves Xaden, but like
and it would make sense because Brennan has been trying to fight this revolution since that war and knew about the Venom the entire time. Is that why
he went to that side to be like
for Nolan
and like obviously like they were in a relationship, like it's never said, but even like the author was like, you don't like kill yourself for someone that you don't love like that. And because like like he was like, was he a healer? No, he was a scythe. Was he a siphon?
I'm not good at stuff like that.
I don't remember. Yeah. I'd have to go back, which I'm not gonna do that.
No,
but like,
we've done enough.
For a little bit now. But like, just
the reason I have a problem with Brennan is at the end of the book when Violet is Violet's waking up. This is when Violet's waking up, and he says this is when they're talking about like the missing eggs, all of it, page 526, and the guy is saying like, oh, the eggs were missing, whatever, and then Brennan says you're dismissed to the writer and keep this classified until we have a full report, and the guy says, just because she's your sister doesn't mean she's not the fastest way. And Brennan yells, dismissed! And I'm like, why?
Why? The fastest way to what?
Fastest way to cure what? To do what? To like...
There's something off, but I think maybe it's like not... I don't know.
Like that. I want to love and why didn't he want Violet to hear it?
Yeah.
Is it more just like, brother, like I want her to recover? Or it's like, I've got a secret and I don't want her to know about it? That's what I didn't like.
But, like, fastest way to what? Like, what could he be, like, to get, obviously, like, the main thought is, like, to find Xaden.
My thing's answers. Fastest way to answers. But
why would he say dismiss? Like, what is it? It's something that she
Brennan doesn't want her.
But, and here, because people are like, okay, it's like, you know, it's that to find Xaden. But, like, but that's not a secret, because she literally said, he says, do you know?
No, yeah.
Do you know where he is? This is the first thing he says after dismiss.
Right after dismiss. Because he wants the answers.
He is? But it's something else.
I'm telling you.
Fastest way to, okay, but.
What?
I think it has something to do with the head, we're going to say the head venom. Okay, because, and this is going to wrap back to T, because, and you found this quote. That girl. You found,
Wait, I said that girl.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. But she says, to prove, because, like, you know, she's like, to prove myself, and everyone's like, to Berwin. She's like, no, I don't care about him. She's like, to prove myself to him. Who is him that she's trying to prove herself to? Okay, I have, like, this out of whack theory that's just kind of fun to throw out there.
She's got a lot of them, guys. She's got a lot of them.
You know, we gotta wait 2 years.
She's just gonna write her own book at this point.
Oh, Rebecca, let's collab.
No, stop.
She's like, no. She literally would say, no.
These girls.
What if, this is so out there. Like,
I'm listening.
So far off.
I'm taking it. I've listened to all of them.
Asher the dad is Venom.
Okay, no, I've heard this a lot.
Okay.
This, I feel like, is a very common thought.
Because all I say is, like, his heart gave out. But
it makes it sound like he was there. She saw him, like, die. Yeah. Like,
but like
he didn't just disappear.
Like, it's not talked about at all. They say how Fenrirson died. They say how all of them died. Yeah. But they don't. They say how Brennan died. How did Asher die? They say his heart gave out.
But they say how Brennan died and he's alive. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But, wait, that doesn't correlate.
Like, my job. Wait, no. Take the bike back. No, but think about it. So they say his heart gave out. I literally just came up with this as we're talking, and I'm so here for it. They say his heart gave out. As they think about when Xaden is fully channeling, fully turning Venom, his heart is shattering away. His pieces of his soul are shattering away.
Right.
You could take that as his heart gave out. But it didn't, because
I see.
You see where I'm going. Could be one of those series that's just so far off. Like, just, like the Arc thing. Like, might not be. literally, Asher literally could have just died. But I'm gonna keep going with this because they say his heart gave out because he just could not handle Brennan dying. Yeah, dying. What if this has something to do with that, and he was like going. He
knew he was Venom, so he turned Venom.
Or like nail. I don't know. I'm getting off track. I don't know. That's
too much.
No. Okay.
Too in
Reel it
depth.
back in, Katie.
Too in depth. On that note, we're gonna switch to the other topic of all the questions is Andarna.
Okay.
Wait, you had another question?
No, we'll get to the other one.
Okay.
The brother. We'll come back to that.
Oh, that's after.
Okay,
we gotta talk Andarna.
Andarna.
When she leaves.
My girl Andarna.
When she leaves, was it her choice, or did the other dragon, remember his name right now, the iridescent, cuts off their bond? Did she cut it, or did he cut it?
I think he.
Because she was almost looked shocked, and she was yelling. She was sad, like she had a moment, but then she still flew off.
I think he cut it. I think is my theory is that he cut their bond because she was like, I don't know how to, like, I can't. And then she, like you said, but her shock may have been just from the feeling of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because that goes into the whole reason of, like, why did Andarna pick her to wait till hatch? Did Andarna know something about she got so excited? This is one of
my questions, guys. I had a list of questions. Sorry, continue.
No, go. That was my main question is just, like, why did she wait for her specifically? Did she know what she was going to wield with lightning?
I went back. I could not find this, like, what she had said, but she was like, when I had heard about the prophecy, or not the prophecy, I had heard about the scribe turned. Yes. You know what I'm talking about. But, like, why is that so? She's like, I knew you were the change, but why?
Yeah.
What made you know? Also, why was Andarna specifically left behind? Why her? Why
just not one egg?
Just a singular egg.
To
first off
test the
what hocus pocus to be like, well, we were hoping that you would change everything. What do you mean?
They were so mean.
You're going to leave one little egg to change the whole...
mean.
How a whole continent works.
Listen, human nature.
Yeah.
It don't work that way.
That was just a little side blur. But like, come on.
Yeah.
That's why you... No.
And then to make Violet and her feel so bad about using the power of an Aladosm when Violet didn't even know until afterwards and was so protective.
Be the change and be like, yeah, we'll help you. And then like, this is what needs to be done. I don't know.
No.
That was deep.
No, with everything
you
like,
want to change, be the change.
That was very deep.
Sorry guys, that just came out.
Just take a sip. I like the whole thing with her leaving though, and then her coming back and saying all the things that she said. I have so many questions.
Why did she come back? What did she see? What did she learn over there so fast?
And the iridescent dragon originally said that she was going to be gone for a couple of years. She was only gone for a few months. So like in my mind,
how long was it? I feel like it was only like weeks.
Maybe it was weeks. Maybe it was something. It wasn't long.
I know.
So like in her time, did Andarna did their time go faster because they're under magic over in their like...
I don't know, but that's a whole nother question is because like in those other realms, there's no magic.
No. But so, the iridescents have magic. Yeah. They were able to walk around with no one seeing them, which is what Andarna does.
Wild.
So cool. Coolest thing ever that a dragon can do. She just sneaks around. I could just see her like bunny hopping. Like
I love it, Andarna. I love
the sass,
the dynamic of her, Taryn, and Violet.
Perfection.
Okay, so I have a fun little quirky question to put into that, especially with like Seagull.
Seagull.
There we go.
Seagull.
And Xaden. How in the heck does Violet multitask and have conversations outside of her head at the same time that like
I'd be overwhelmed?
I would just be like
because she can also talk to Seagull.
Yeah.
Which never really happens. It's very rare. But then
but their dynamic is a little fun. Like when it does pop up, I do kind of really love it.
Which means that she's got Xaden, Seagull, Taryn, and Andarna. That's 4 voices in her head.
Yeah.
4.
All I would need is Xaden's.
Oh. Amen.
Maybe Taryn's too. I love Taryn. Taryn's just like the wise... I don't know. Like,
he reminds me of my stepdad. I feel like I'm getting lectured in a loving way.
Yeah. But you're also being like, you're stupid. Exactly, like, don't do that.
Exactly.
But you're not always going to listen.
He would understand if he...
I love the parts where he's like, do not get out of your seat. And she's like,
unbuckle.
Unbuckle. Not that whole, like, when they're, like, trying to, like the running mount.
Oh, my God.
But, like, that, like... Who was it? It was like, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Because she is so frail.
Yeah, I would like to think that I could be a dragon rider.
Which the whole frail thing goes into a whole other conversation of the Dune and everything of...
So, yeah.
Did she not fully, like, with the whole sick that you were talking about? We should have totally mentioned this earlier. I'm just...
Yeah.
My ADHD. And,
we're really back
can't track in.
That's why this is so all over the place.
So sorry, but we're working on it.
Expect in every
first episode.
Podcast. Yeah.
But no, because like if she was sick and like it made her frail, or is there something that they did that made her not? And then also with one of the isles that they were in with the silver hair, with that little girl, where she had the braid and it turned into silver hair, and they all had silver hair, and like that. Rebecca and her Easter eggs, I'm telling you, like that has to do with something of like not like family, but like something that they did where it's like not fully.
It's almost like it's a process.
It's if she didn't finish, is that why her head wasn't fully silver?
Exactly, because it was like the little girl's her hair wasn't fully silver. Yeah, so it's like a process that like wasn't fully completed, which I guess brings to the question is why, because they called it something. They said dedicated is full.
Yes.
There's something else that's in between. So why wasn't she fully dedicated either? Did something interrupted? Did he find out something was like, we have to go back? Like, you know, and like, is this when he gave the books to the bookkeeper? Is this when he gave the books to the bookkeeper? Was she there?
Yes.
Which we're just going to loop back to that fun little, hang on.
She's got them all.
I like the fun ones.
Keep going, girl. Keep going.
And it's like...
oh, yes. I love this quote.
And it's like, oh gosh, where is it? He meant my mind. Oh my gosh, where is it? Okay. Here, hang on.
She's got it, guys.
Bear with me. Okay, and the bookkeeper is talking about like everything Asher said and like mentioned her. She says, and it's Xaden and Violet standing next to each other, and Dane's like off in the corner, Mira's over here, like, and she says, "Well, he as an Asher described you perfectly, Dane Atos," and says it to Xaden, and she says, and Violet says, obviously in her mind, she said, "Oh, effing kill me now." My mouth opens and shut. Xaden raises both eyebrows and presses his lips between his teeth. Mira's my favorite part of this. It says Mira snorts once, covers her mouth, then doubles over, laughing. I'm sorry. She forces out and straightens. That would be me.
I would have literally died. Out of all people for Xaden to be called.
I mean, but I guess they both do have brown eyes and...
Ma'am, you know how much that hurt that man? That is a stab.
But I like Dane. Obviously not as much as Xaden, but he has his redemption. I'm here for the redemption, guys. I have just too much faith in
You do.
I'm a nice person.
Through this entire book, though, I mean, we say the beginning was a little slow. The middle was just like, I feel like so much information of setting up those last few chapters. So much happened into that. So much happened between Imogen's chapter and then
heartbreaking.
Quinn, love, so sad.
I keep going back to Rhiannon's. Sorry to interrupt.
What was the point?
There's something in there.
She wouldn't put the chapter there for no reason, but like I can't figure out why. Besides the one moment which goes into why, I'm just gonna say it. I think the brother's Riddick. Just gonna say
it is too.
It's Riddick.
Don't think it's Bodhi.
Because I guess it's not in Rhiannon's chapter, but in Imogen's chapter, she says that there is a brown dragon unconscious in the valley.
But she said that his tail was chopped off.
It says an unconscious dragon with a severed tail.
Yeah.
She did not say he's dead.
No.
Unconscious with a severed tail. A dragon could live.
What she did say would be fatal.
Did she?
Yes.
We will find this.
Hang on, we're gonna find this, guys. It's in image.
It's Imogen's. Yes, okay, I have it written down.
While she's
505. I got it.
Wait, you found it? Oh,
I lied. Keep going. You keep talking.
Wait, I was gonna have like a little intermission.
Yeah.
Fun thing, but now I can't remember what it was. No, I think so. To go into this, the reason I don't think it's Bodhi, because everyone's like, it's Bodhi. You know, he's seen me struggle for the past 5 months or whatever, and everyone's like, okay, there's only 2 people who've seen it, which is Garrick, or 2 men who've seen it, and that would be Garrick and Bodhi. But you could also interpret that as Riddick to know, because he did recently find out, he did know the struggle, but the author Rebecca said in the thing, she said, I love that she actually said this. She's like, because they're like, who's the brother? Who's the new brother? They're like, it's someone who doesn't feel like he does enough. Who's like, doesn't feel like he has enough power, something like that. Okay. But Bodhi has never complained about, he's always said, this is what I meant to do. I don't want to, because if he felt like he wasn't,
he just wanted to serve Xaden.
If he felt like he wasn't enough, then he'd be like, yeah, let me be the Duke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's never like, I'm not doing enough. He's always like, I'm here to help Xaden. I'm here. Like, and he always seems so content with it. But Riddick is always so eager to do more. He's always he was like, send me on a side quest, let me, or the mission or whatever. Let me do it. Like all this, and he even was like he wants to do more, and then he gets so upset. He's like, just because I have humor doesn't mean like I'm not here to help.
Yep.
He feels like people aren't taking him seriously, like he's not doing enough. And I think it's Riddick. And just back to that point of, go ahead.
She says, likely to. What's likely a fatal wound on a severed tail on a large brown So that is
it's
not...
Riddick, because
it's likely. So he was almost dead, basically, because the dragon is not dead. It's likely to be, but not dead.
Wait, I forgot that you said the unconscious part, because in Xaden's chapter, let's wrap this up.
I have it.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. It says, wait, where is it? Okay. Wait.
It's an unconscious dragon lying in the valley beyond the canyon.
Yes.
Which is exactly where Riddick was fighting. Riddick, it says further in the chapters, I don't have that one marked, but it says that Riddick and Adrian were fighting in the valley, which is an unconscious dragon, which goes back to Imogen, an unconscious dragon with a severed tail. I feel like that he almost was going to die. The dragon was almost there with Atrium, and he needed to pull for that last moment to get something. I mean,
but I guess that also is a question of he's not a healer.
No.
So this also could be this. I'm going to backtrack on my own theory that it's Riddick. What if it is Bodhi? And well, I guess that wouldn't make any sense because Bodhi doesn't have a brown dragon.
No.
I was going to say, what if Bodhi's second signet is healer?
Yeah, but I mean, I can understand that, but I just think the whole unconscious dragon,
I lost the brown dragon.
The specific words are very, I don't know. It's very telling to a certain, the way that she words her things and her Easter eggs. I don't.
And the fact that Bodhi.
He says Riddick. Also on page 522, who now thinks of me as my brother. Which is Xaden saying that. He's saying, who now thinks of me and my brother. And it's, for me, he's always thought of Bodhi and Garrett as a brother. Mm-hmm. So for now to think of.
Exactly.
It's got to be Riddick.
It has to be Riddick. It's not, I don't think it's Dane.
It can't be Dane because in Imogen's chapter, he says, or no, that's Rhiannon's chapter. Atos is fighting or doing something, and that's exactly happening when Xaden is already with the brother. And Riddick's not mentioned in any of the other chapters. No, all the other characters are besides Garrick and Bodhi. So it's them three, but the whole new brother thing of he now thinks of me as a brother.
Now thinks of me as a brother.
It's got to be Riddick, who now thinks of me as my brother.
It has to be Riddick.
Yeah. I could be so wrong, but
it could be. Watch it be literally Garrick. I feel like Garrick's low-key an underrated character that might come into play hardcore next book.
Especially with the second signet coming out, with him being able to transfer all over the place.
Which that's crazy. First off, why do all the marked ones have second signets?
Yeah, that's huge.
Are we going to discover all of them in book 4?
Yeah, we're almost at all of them.
What's Imogen's? Oh, the stone thing.
Yes, which is very quietly talked about with Dane.
So I'm confused. Did she turn the thing to stone? Did she create a shield?
I think so. The shield turned to stone. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that was, the way of the stone and the workings
So the flying over and seeing the brown dragon, that was Imogen's chapter, right? Or was that
No, that was Imogen's chapter.
So what is in Rhiannon's chapter that we're missing? Because there's something
that's
in
a whole other
has
question.
To be something.
It's a whole other
I've reread
question.
the chapter twice.
Oh, me too.
I can't figure out what it is.
We read it together and we still don't know.
And said every name wrong as we were reading it out loud.
1,000%.
It was embarrassing.
I think also further into when after he figures out his brother with Xaden and everything with Siegel, and we're going into more on when he fully turns, what did he show Siegel?
I don't know. Because what did he say? He said, it's at the very end. Mm-hmm. It says, what is there left of me to forsake? Sigil lowers her head and steam gusts down the canyon, reminding me of the moment she found me in the forest at threshing. You tell me. I lower the ice and let her in. Her next breath is laced with sulfur and her eyes widen. You cannot mean to... Cuts her off. You saw what happened. It's the only way. What happened? What happened? And that's the only way. Is it marriage?
I mean, that's what ended up happening.
Yeah. But what does that even mean? What is that? I guess that's the only way to save Tyrendor.
Tyrendor. We'll go Tyrendor. Tyrendor. Yeah, no, because it was I don't know. It was just so significant in the way that he talked to her and like saying you got to convince him, which I'm assuming Taryn, like persuade Taryn.
She loves me.
We will ask, and her decision will determine our fate. So it's like if she didn't decide to marry him, they would have been nothing. But
what's their fate? Like, what's the fate of them together? Which that wraps
his soul in the stone.
His soul is
His soul is in the stone.
Is it in the stone, or is it just violets now? Like what?
But he had that ring made. We know when she comes back into the room and she's like, the ring is the stone is missing from the.
And that was like
chapters before.
Yeah,
way before.
It's like obviously he was like was this just his pre-planning? Like no, because he couldn't have known.
No.
But like, so he just loved her and wanted to.
He was like predicting, like if
amazing. First off, let's just say how
his love was everything that came through. Oh. But it's like because he knew that this is what he had and this is all he had and he had to give it. And we all love a man that loves strongly. We all.
Zayden. Okay, wait. Hang on. I saw this thing and it was like. Because, like, when they got off the horse, him and Dane got off the horses to go because he needed the translator or whatever. And he had ordered that silk robe for Violet. And it was, like, knowing that Dane had to translate for him to buy this. I was dying.
Yes,
I was
like,
amazing.
We love Zayden and the things that he does. But
Zayden's, like, the best. I think of the books I read so far.
I just have so many questions.
He's my favorite book boyfriend.
Oh, for sure. But I just have
guys,
so many.
I'm new into reading. Let's just sidetrack a little bit about us. Fourth Wing is literally what got me into reading.
Yep. I borrowed her
last year. Yes, it is what got me into reading. And here I am talking on our first podcast about my favorite book of all time.
Yep. So
and now I'm just obsessed with reading. I can't stop.
We're going to do so many books.
Guys,
it's a problem. I've read 12 since
she's
November.
On another level than
since November.
She's on another
12
level.
books.
Guys.
It's a problem.
Speed reader over here. She'll text me like, are you done? I'm like, no.
Oops. Zayden, though, to backtrack on that with all the dreams with Violet Signet, because I think that's going to be really big in the next book.
Everyone thought they were her dreams.
No. And the fact that she was able to get out of them and manipulate them.
That's crazy. And the author said she's only using 10%.
Exactly. So how much more can she do?
So much.
What if she's like a mind walker? Like they don't even have to be like sleeping. She like can go through into their mind and their thoughts and the situations, and like if she develops so much more. And then on top of like with Andarna, like I just feel like there's so much magic between the two of them.
Oh yeah.
And then the whole Dune situation, like there is so much to be uncovered with magic.
Why Marin's dream?
Yes, and not because she wasn't next to Marin when it happened. She
has barely any relation to Marin.
Marin, yeah.
Like, out of all the people, why not? Like,
why was the picture so important? Why
is it like? What if? Here's a crazy theory.
Another.
I'm gonna pull this one out at random.
What is that? 5?
I don't know. I'm on a roll, guys. What if it was Aric's dream, but Aric was having a vision of the future?
I can't. My brain can't process that, ma'am.
She's like, no, cut that one off.
No, that is so far reached.
Fine.
I don't know. It's just because the sage, was it like the sage planting dreams in Zayden's head? Was the sage involved in these dreams too?
Is
it like a 3?
Wait,
is the sage a mind dream?
Because I like that we are able to like do this in reference to like the questions that Rebecca had answered in her book tour as well.
Yes.
Because she said there's only one other person that could train her in this.
Which would be a Venom, because there's only the balance.
The
other sage would be the other mind or dream walker, a dream walker, and he's able to get in Zayden's, and then she's able to get in.
She's because
that's crazy.
Like, when she popped out, when she was like in Zayden's dream, and like found how to like kind of like detach herself from him.
Yes.
the sage recognized her in the dream. Like, the dream evolved.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Immediately. And then the whole thing of, like, he was choking in real life. Woke up and he was choking.
Was he choking, or was it more of like a
in a deep dream type thing? I don't know. Because if she can kill people when they're sleeping, ma'am.
But then why wouldn't he?
Huge.
But then, like, why wouldn't that have happened? Why wouldn't the sage have done that before? I guess because they want him. They don't want them dead.
They don't want him dead. They want
them together.
Exactly. Because of a reason.
Is this going to be like one of those, like, European movies that don't actually have happy endings like you think they will, and they both end up venin? You know how, like, Europeans are like, American movies are unrealistic because it's not always happy endings?
Yes.
Like, is that what's going to happen?
As Americans are...
We're hopeless romantics, low-key, but... No one seems to keep a relationship. But, like, is it that, you know, is this about to be, like, awful? Also, what is, like, the thing? I feel like it's so, like foreshadowed that, like, that she's already venin. I feel like it's so foreshadowed in certain ways.
No, but...
Not really, but kind of. I don't know. That's far-fetched, too. But, like, it could be. I don't know. Just, but, like, okay, so let's wrap this up.
We need to, because we're already at.
Thanks for bearing with us, guys. So, you know, the last page, I flip over the missive to see the two sentences written in Xaden's handwriting. Don't look for me. I'm yours now. First off, Xaden, do you know who, like, you just married? He's just gonna look for you.
Yeah, of course.
But what's yours?
I'm yours. His soul.
It's yours.
The
now.
ring,
She's not
the
talking
soul.
about Tyranor.
But how did they get married in the Dune? How did they do all that? That is so many questions.
Because if like, from, like, what it said, like, you know, the Dune will cleave your soul. So, like, if Xaden were to walk into it, that would mean that it would cleave his soul, would it not? Like, he would.
That's exactly what I thought.
But, like, if that was a cure, that's the other things. Like, as much as I think that's
still
the cure,
venin.
but obviously he's still.
I'm so confused. No, and then the whole dragon eggs. Obviously, I think that Xaden and Xaden and Violet, I think, stole the dragon eggs together with the whole Andarna situation with the iridescence.
Because they used to trade. They were trading dragon eggs for something.
The Dune, to get into the Dune. It was that Isle wanted the dragon eggs, and I think that they used the dragon eggs as a way to get Xaden into the Dune and get married and have that situation, and then he gave his soul to her. And
wait, that's really good. That's why, to get him into the because or else he would have just killed him.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know with that. And then who are the two missing?
Okay, so obviously
Garrick and Bodhi is my opinion.
But my question is, among the missing, who's actually dead? Riddick's got to be in the missing.
Yes.
Riddick's. I'm saying.
I really don't think that anyone else is dead right now.
No, you don't think
so?
No,
I don't think so, because we heard from Imogen, we heard from Rhiannon, we heard from, you know, if anything, maybe Riddick with the whole venin thing, but I think that Bodhi and Garrick are the two missing.
But is Bodhi missing? Because they specifically name out Garrick as one of the missing. So is Bodhi not one of the missing? Because what if
there's two more missing? Bro, I have no clue, dude.
She knew. What if she's so smart? She was like, okay, everyone's gonna wonder. I mean, she is so smart. Let's just say that she's a genius. But, like, what if she's like, okay, everyone's gonna be obsessed with, like, who's missing, and, like, that they're gonna be like, everyone's gonna be like, Bodhi's a brother. What if, like, chapter 1, like, Bodhi pops up and he's actually not a missing, because you're wondering if he is a missing.
She would do something like that.
She would do something like that. She's like, watch her. It's gonna be like, I'm sitting on my new throne as the Duchess, and Bodhi walks in as my advisor or something. You know what I mean? Like, he's my advisor. She would do that. But also, I'm so excited for the next book. Obviously, just in general, but, like, for it to be like, watch her, like, return to the college.
The way she's gonna word it,
and they're gonna be like, "Oh, Miss Sorrengail, that's Rorison to you." Oh my god,
I would cry.
I would die. Or like
oh my gosh.
Or when I've seen the ones where it's like when Xaden pops back up and he's like, "That's not where I left you, wife."
Yes, I told you not to look for me,
wife. Amazing. But okay, wait. Last question. Which I think this one's so important, which is can wrap back into, is she venin? Did she channel that? Is she gonna have to struggle through this?
I don't think so.
But why? She wakes up, okay? She wakes up after her 12 hours of missing. It says, and vows, I will not let them burn you.
Oh, yes. Why? Who?
And she says, what? My head whips her way. Why would my brother burn me? And why in Doomsday would I be sitting on gravel in the courtyard? That's so random. But
why did Violet immediately think Brennan? Is Andarna talking about Brennan?
Is that too obvious?
But like, why would she say Brennan? Is it because she just knew that Brennan was there? Like Violet did? But like, for them to burn, it's usually because you're dead or you're venom.
I don't know. Millions of questions. I don't know.
And why did Andarna just come back out of nowhere? How did she know that Violet was in trouble?
Yeah, not her literally just popping up next to T and being like, you're dead.
Can't, like, I don't know.
We can go on and on about this.
We really can, and we're already past an hour.
I think we need a part 2 of this. Circle back to it. But just last thing, just the emotional trauma of
the last page.
She slowly lifted her gaze to mine. What you asked me to. Acknowledgements. Like,
there was no...
The page flip that I did.
I wish I would have recorded myself. I really wish I would have been recording myself reading the book, because when I tell you, I flipped the page at least 5 times and said, what? No. Lies. Like,
it's so smart.
She was genius with it. Like, a literal literacy.
She's a mad genius. Like,
yes.
She's like a mad scientist with our minds.
She pulls all my emotions. It's all the strings. But,
well,
to wrap this up, we are so thankful.
Yes.
To have listeners.
Yes.
People here. And
yes. This was amazing. First podcast. Cheers.
I think this is the second time we've actually talked about this book. And
it still doesn't get old. Like, I just can't stop thinking of, like, it's just so good. The writing is just genius. Like, praise to the author.
Yes.
And also just praise to her, like, just standing her ground on, like, the bully readers that are like, tell me now. And she's like, no. I'm going on vacation. I'm going on vacation.
Good for you, girl. Good for you.
But yeah, I am just so excited to be starting this podcast with you, Kayla. I think it's be so good.
Yes.
We do have a plan for the next book. Should we say what book it's going to be?
Go for it.
Okay, we're going to be reading A Court of Silver Flames. I mean, we've already read it, but we're going to be...
From ACOTAR.
We're going to be discussing it because in the nature of all of our lovely writers, obviously
Sarah,
the 6th book is coming out soon.
And
I think that it's a big tell that they will be coming out soon, because they just put out a special edition of, like, an all black edition.
Yes.
Of each book. Like, that's big. That's huge. So I think that'd be a perfect one to do for.
It's a loud bird. If you guys heard that, I apologize. We are outside.
I think it is just in good nature to have that as our second book. We've already both read the series. I would love to reread it. It is
I need to reread it, and then
another
I'm gonna
genius.
Start tagging my points.
Yeah, we're currently reading Throne of Glass series at the moment.
We will be doing the reviews on that because my heart.
Yes, amazing. I'm further along than she is, and
I'm catching up way too quickly.
So fast. I'm like, are you even reading this? But that book is also traumatizing.
3rd book in 5 days.
She's been on vacation, guys.
I was on 2-week vacation, and then I nanny, so I'm able to read a lot during nap time and everything. But tune in every other week.
At the moment, yes. Tune in about 2 weeks for our next episode, where we will deep dive into A Court of Silver Flames, and probably just the entire series, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, at some point, we'll get them all in, and all of our buzz drinks.
Yes. And it's going to be so good.
Perfect.
Well, thanks for listening and tuning in. Until next time.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.